heard anything from you so far about the soldiers that were killed in Niger, and what do you have to say about that?
I've written them personal letters. They've been sent, or they're going out tonight, but they were written during the weekend. President Obama and other presidents, most of them didn't make calls. A lot of them didn't make calls. I'm going to be calling them. I want a little time to pass. I'm going to be calling them.
Earlier you said that President Obama never called the families of fallen soldiers.
Most of them didn't make calls. A lot of them didn't make calls.
For his valor, Michael Mansour becomes the 4th Medal of Honor recipient in the war on terror. Like the 3 men who came before him, Mike left us far too early. But time will not diminish his legacy. We see his legacy in the SEALs whose lives he saved. We see his legacy in the city of Ramadi, which has gone from one of the most dangerous places in Iraq to one of the most safest. We see his legacy in the family that stands before us filled with grief, but also with everlasting pride. Mr. and Mrs. Mansour, America owes you a debt that can never be repaid. This nation will always cherish the memory of your son. We will not let his life go in vain. And this nation will always honor the sacrifice he made. May God comfort you. May God bless America.
Let us say to their families and to all the families who lost their loved ones on the cold, we are grateful for the quiet, heroic service of your loved ones. Now they are in God's care. We mourn their loss, and we shall not rest until those who carried out this cruel act are held to account. Finally, we honor our veterans by meeting our part of the solemn compact we have with each and every soldier, sailor, airman, Marine, and Coast Guardsman, regardless of the conflict in which they fought, that we will do all in our power to find them and bring them home if they are captured, missing in action, or fallen on the battlefield. Tomorrow, I will begin a trip to Asia that will end in Vietnam, and I will be the first president to visit that country since 1969.
Finally, we see what happens when a president makes a decision. Walking into the kind of tent where U.S. soldiers camped in the Saudi desert during Operation Desert Storm. It's got to be the hardest thing for any president to send troops into combat.
Oh, it's the toughest decision a president makes, no question. Nothing compares with it. When you send somebody else's kid, somebody else's son, somebody else's daughter, whatever it is, into harm's way. That's nothing like it. My favorite picture is a picture of
indicating that a chemical attack was taken.
American soldiers surrounding a guy who's in a foxhole, Iraqi soldier. And the American guy says, "We're not going to harm you. We're American soldiers."
With the missing glove. I felt real terror knowing what would happen to him if...
This really brings back the sacrifice, doesn't it, sir?
Sure does.
President, thank you.
And the living have a responsibility to remember the conditions that led to the wars in which our heroes died. Because what they gave us is beyond our powers to repay. Peace fails when we forget what we stand for. It fails when we forget that our republic is based on firm principles, that with them, we are the last best hope of man on earth.
President Obama and other presidents, most of them didn't make calls. A lot of them didn't make calls.